Alright. Okay. So we're back. We're gonna continue the story. Probably gonna go a little further than before this time, so let's see how much 3 hours will give me. Probably not much, but we'll try our best. We're all here now, yes? I've taken the liberty of securing permission for our group's descent. Right, everyone onto the lift, down we go. Okay.
Deep beneath the scholar's city shines a false sun within a fabricated sky. In any age exist those who consider the floor an extension of their bookshelves, and this vault's architects surely belonged to that special breed. If the stack grows too high, start a new one. If no room remains, then make more rooms. A simple solution at first, and then bit by bit, a profound transformation. Knowledge buried beneath knowledge, a growing, creeping labyrinth from which there is no escape.
Not what you expected. I must admit, the artifice is very convincing. But I assure you that we are beneath Sharlayan itself. The breeze you feel, the flowing waters you hear, all created by the hand of man.
The island is volcanic, you see, and once upon a time this great hollow must have been a reservoir for magma. It was discovered some 400 years ago, at which point it was repurposed as a storage facility for scrolls and samples and such. Renovations have continued, with nigh on no interruption to this day, with the lower levels still undergoing expansion.
Aren't those people gleaners?
Aye, judging by their dress. They are said to work alone as a rule, but 'twould seem that rule is being enthusiastically broken today. It may be as you suspected, that they are engaged in a task apart from the norm.
Let's spread out and get some answers then.
You alright?
Did you call to me just now? No. How odd. I must be a bit dizzy from the descent. I'll be fine, I'm sure. Let's get to work, shall we?
Huh. focus on aura you're doing. And fauna. It's Holland? A Hollet. So you're my hole man. Two summers ago, wow. And with no warning at all this mess gets dropped in our laps. Orders from the high. Because they're trying to hide something. Hmm. Span. TV. 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 TV? Let me think. Rhea seeds should be item 1058. Woman seeds 1059. Summerberry 1060. Or were they 1061? My head feels like it's stuffed with mogul grass. One more load to take out that carry in. Why do all this at once and risk mixing it up? Ah, God. Risk mixing it up? What if someone mistakes the quartz and carrots for the Jir botting carrots? What then? Jeez, lady, relax. End up giving more. I gave more headaches because you don't have the look of a gallon, and I'm in no moods for either chatter. One of my colleagues was so exhausted he took a tumble and crashed into the pile of crates. Now I have pack. Now I have a pack of merits running loose. Hey, that's not good. Getting them all to death all of a sudden. Well, that, and that. Exhausted, shipments, large shipments, and taking stock. All the info I got. So the grand operation began without warning, and for every item they bring and they're sending more inventory somewhere else. That would explain that haggard faces I've been seeing. Yeah, they're working them to death. So we're right, the form is definitely up to something, and they're turning Labyrinthos upside down in the process. To learn more of what specifically the gleaners are being tasked to do, as well as who has tasked them to do it. If you're game, I have an idea. Did one of the gleaners you questioned say something about escape marmots? Perhaps if you were to help him capture said creatures, he might be inclined towards a more friendly and enlightening conversation. Ha! I had a feeling. In the meantime, I will turn my charms upon this gleaner here. We can compare notes afterwards. Happy hunting. Fun. All right. So, okay, so I'm gonna talk to him and be like, hey, I will capture them for you in exchange for information. You was telling me find the merits? Nothing suitable to pay you for your service. But if you're offering out of the goodness of your heart, I'd welcome the assistance. Yeah, that's what I do. The name is Ernvile, friend, specialist in the collection of live specimens. That said, the capture of these Naxian marmots is a trivial. Oh, is a trial I have no desire to repeat. Grizzled mice, they call them. For mercy, there are no other marmot species on this tier at present, so there should be no mistaking our little fugitives. If you happen to catch any, stuff them in the sack. Gently, of course. I'm just gonna chuck them in. I'm just gonna grab them, chuck it in the bag. Where to begin, you wonder? I'm not seeing any scrapping around here, so we need to adding our search into the surrounding forest. Be on your guard. There are beasts out there that won't hesitate to prey on. Oh, excuse me. A marmot or you? I thought primals. I'll search the trees to the west. The eastern part of the forest is all yours. Good luck. Okay, so this way. Holy what the? Oh. Wait, that looks like a beast. What the heck was that I just saw? Is that what that is? Wait. That's a troll. That's a troll? They don't look like that. Ah! Just wanna kill some monsters. Alright, where are these creatures? I don't see anything. Oh, wait, I see something over there. There you are, you little punk. Oh. Chirp, chirp, squeak, squeak. Ah, you little shit. Stop running away! Did I really capture it? It just looked like he ran away. Oh, rat sack. Gotcha. Ah. The last spot. Is it? Oh, there goes the other thing. Why there's gotta be giant trolls in this freaking place? Oh, target not in range? Get over here, you little... Let me capture you. What the fuck was that? Saw something. Mm-hmm. All right. I'll see you later, man. Peace. How'd you fare? Track down 3 of the pack, which leaves uncounted for. Like, did I just catch one throughout this entire time? Ah, there's the Did I only catch one? Wait here a moment while I put our friends in a holding cage. Okay, yeah, you do that, but what the hell? This is just me. Yo, dude, you are dark as hell. This area is dark. I need to change my settings here. Who tasked you to capture them in the first place? What will you do with the mammoths now? Of course, it's the forum. Yes. Yeah. You need to understand what their reason is for what they tasked you. Why is impartial? Never hurts to try and gain. Duty calls, other to capture and close to empty. Once again, I'm sorry I can't offer you more for your service. You're good. I'm just glad I captured the damn things for you, even though they were annoying. Yeah, the forum told him to capture them. Altogether, it gives the distinct impression that there's something more sudden and unexpected development. I find it hard to believe that such comprehensive construction of Labyrinthos and the archives could have been planned in so brief a window. Move for the right time. Yeah, there's more things to put together. Better to find out than put in accusations here. Oh. Right, Corian? I just faced like 5 or 6 of them just now. You gotta watch out for trolls everywhere. The quick actions and traits. 82, so it's 86 and then 90. Huh. As Numenum serves as Charlene's literary archive, so does the structure house the city's wealth of material data. The architecture too is similar. The building you see is merely at the upper entrance and access point to the vaults carved into the cliffside itself. Within those vast rooms are stored countless samples and specimens as well as detailed records which describe them. Huh. In a manner of speaking, the Archon contains a physical history of Charlene's unwavering dedication to the accumulation of knowledge. Interesting. Ah, a hat. 515. Oh, another thing to attune myself for. It's right here too. Press the Archon Jolt. We what now? That was my fault. We belong to tunes of Paulson, but it's is that relevant? I was given to believe that the vaults, those open to the public at least, were open to the public. Really, yes, that would be the case at present. However, access is restricted. Only persons directly involved in the reorganization efforts are permitted to enter. Wait, what? Bro, like, what? Oh, this... Not us then. I suppose we had better move along to another facility. This building has a lift which connects to the middle tier, yes? Might we at least make use of that? That service has also been suspended, I'm afraid. For the time being, priority has been given over to the con convenience scene of inventory. What? So this is as far as we can go? I apologize for the inconvenience. Please come again after our uh, structuring operation is concluded. By that time, it will be too late, and we're so close to getting answers. We need to rethink our approach. Let us step outside for the moment, shall we? What the hell? Like, they're just making some changes and shit. Students. No doubt. No doubt it's their dad that's causing this bullshit. So not only he disowns them, and then these towers come, and now they're just starting to make all these changes out of the blue. Alright. I'm gonna grab myself another drink so I can keep on going. Be right back. that. We're at an impasse. As we have no other leads, I should like to pursue this one further. But I doubt that our stone-faced custodian will be swayed by heartfelt pleas. We must seek another means to access the lower levels. Yes, somehow. It's likely that the people in this area are involved in reconstructing in one way or another if we were to ingratiate ourselves. They might allow us to accompany them on the lift. Let us ask around. Surely someone is in need of a few strong backs to lighten the load. Okay then. So what do? Am I taking a lift? Oh no, we're just students. They won't let us into the Ark, even though we found. Actually, we have no idea what is it we found. There's no record of such a creature anywhere. But it was wandering around Tranquility, and so we thought to donate it to the vaults. Well, okay. Out of the squeal, don't you think? Anyway, I suppose we'll have to take care of it until the Arcana is open again. Interesting. Anybody else? Anybody else? Oh, there's Moogle Mail over here. Oh, Chocobo Keep. Take that. Nothing. Why? Wow. There's a lot in Labyrinthos. Oh, there's one. What's that? Take you down the lift with me? Sorry, but not a chance. I've been up and down all day and only now I finally found a spare moment to rest. I did see a gleaner fellow heading out the gate there though. Shoulder a large packing, engaged in some manner of task. Maybe he'll be headed down below after he's done with whatever it is he's doing. So, ether right over there. But I gotta go help this fool. Surprised it's just a lot of walking and talking and no dungeons. No dungeons when I was with Thancred, Orionja and Astinian. Like nothing yet. Like I'm literally shocked right now. Oh, it's him. Quiet. You'll frighten it away. Frighten what? Ah, it's you again. That may be rude, but I'm in the middle of another task. That clone I need to capture is close, very close. Still me with this too? You spend your time in unusual ways, my friend. Still, 2 hunters are generally better than 1. Very well. The canal there is a common gathering spot for birds of all kinds, but the one I'm after today is the hornbill. Okay. Its feathers are green, and its cry a distinctly caw. Single it out and shoot it with this sleeping dart. Woo. Okay. Should be simple enough. The effects are short-lived, so I'll lie in wait down by the riverbank to claim our quarry. Be sure to hit the right one. Okay. Yo, this dude is mining. Search for your surroundings for the hornbill. You may move the camera. The camera as well as zoom in and out. Target the hornbill to use the blowgun with. Okay. One of those. Oh! No. Okay. Oh, there we go. Whack, whack. Caw. He said caw, so that was the bird. Just one shot. Wow.
Fair shot.
Yep.
Nicely done. Let me truss this one up, and I'll make my way over to you.
All right.
There you are. Any new revelations? So you met with that gleaner again, this time to capture a hornbill.
Mm-hmm.
I understand catching and bringing in creatures from the outside, but what's the point of chasing after ones already here?
Oh, it's a simple thing, really. Occasionally, we remove specimens no longer needed for study, or those we've had difficulty raising. But we can't simply turn them loose. Safely returning such creatures to their native habitats is another facet of a gleaner's duties. But not in this case, I'm afraid. I've been asked to bring the bird below.
The restricted section in the lower levels of Labyrinthos. Open only to a select few researchers hand-picked by the Forum. The projects down there are the subject of rumor and hearsay. Forbidden magics. Advanced technologies that can never be allowed to fall into outside hands. Even Archons are not privy to the truth. Those who are, the researchers involved in this secretive work, are not permitted to walk freely in the city, and are instead required to live in isolated quarters.
What could a facility subject to such strict security protocols possibly need with a hornbill? An experiment?
Possibly. I wasn't afforded an explanation. But judging by the requisition list given to me and my colleagues, I doubt it's for any kind of advanced research. I'd be more inclined to believe we were making preparations to migrate to the south. Mericidia or thereabouts.
What? Why would you say that?
Much of the flora and fauna we were asked to procure could serve as reliable sources of sustenance. They're comparatively hardy species, too, able to endure harsh climates. And among them are specimens known to be effective in improving soil quality and purifying water.
When you put it that way, migration does sound like a reasonable assumption.
That's all it is, though. An assumption. Through our tasks, we gleaners glimpse only bits and pieces of the Forum's plans. Our prime concern is that our requisitions, be they living or otherwise, are properly preserved for the knowledge of future generations. Now, I really must be going. I regret that I cannot reward you as you deserve.
It's fine. I was just glad to help.
Perhaps you might reward us after a fashion then. It is imperative that we reach the lower levels. And seeing as you are already set to descend with your assigned cargo, mayhap we could accompany you as your assistants.
I'm afraid that won't be possible. Once the animals have been prepared for transport, we send them down separately via the lift. I will of course follow after to make my report, but I can hardly pass you off as porters when there's nothing left to carry.
Indeed. Pray forget I said anything.
How do you feel about climbing? If you've strength and the courage to brave it, then there is another way down. This path leads to the 33rd facet, a mine shaft excavated during one of our expansions of Labyrinthos. While I cannot guarantee that the passage is safe to traverse, it should provide access to the Medial Circuit below.
I never even knew such a place existed. Thank you. This is the perfect solution.
You're quite welcome, but consider yourselves warned. If the going proves too treacherous, you do well to turn back. I bid you good day.
Well, turning back is hardly an option, not when we've come this far. Let's go and take a look at this mine shaft.
This must be at the entrance to the mine shaft. Just faint, but I hear something moving within. Creatures home there by the researchers. You think? Well, slaving beast aside, we will need to watch our footing. We should tighten our straps and such before we continue. Right, so everyone's tightened their straps and checked their gear. Then I say we head on in. Given the terrain ahead though, it might be wise to leave some distance between us. We don't want to be stumbling over each other if it comes to a fight. Take us on, don't forget to check your surroundings from time to time. We can meet up again at the other end of the tunnel. So what, we're gonna just like split up or something? What the? Alright. Oh, Oh, yeah, this is too dark. Oh, this is dark indeed. Oh. Oh. That that was kind of buggy. Well, here's everybody else. Yep, nothing of consequence at least. And as promised, the tunnel has delivered us onto the Medial Circuit. As I recall, this tier is where they keep a wide variety of samples for agricultural production. Even Irva's assumption holds true. The specimens are being collected in preparation for a great migration. Then we should see evidence of such plants in the area's research projects. Let's follow the path to the nearest farming facility and see what we see. Stray eggs? See, Labyrinthos is host to a wide variety of vegetation, which allows us to conduct studies in cult cultivation methods utilizing foreign lands. And it is this facility which coordinates and oversees those efforts. The fruits of their research go to feed their Labyrinthos colleagues, or so I hear. So more notable success might make it to the Agora. Foods so exotic, you'd be hard-pressed to guess their origin, let alone how they might taste. What's indeed mystery vegetables without a name, only a list of neutral benefits scribbled on the card. I see no gleaners hereabouts, yet these workers seem to share that same sense of urgency. 'Tis possible they know something of the forum's plans and their underlying motivations worth looking into, would you say? Yeah. See what you can coax from the workers. The rest of us will do the same or cast about for useful clues. Okay. Oh. Not that. Oh, hello there. We weren't expecting visitors, not with this use of lift being restricted. How did you make it down here anyway? Oh, we went to the tunnel. No big deal. The mineshaft, you say? Well, you're a much harder soul than I. Under normal circumstances, I'd reward such tenacity with a guided tour of the fields. But I'm afraid the forum has us filling orders list of mom long. Massive yet detailed requests. Literal wagon loads of crop samples, and hardly any time to put them together. When I first heard this grand organization, I assumed we would be sniffling around the old stock to make room for the new. Then came the orders for ridiculous quantities of seeds we already thoroughly researched. Passing strange, eh? I pressed for an explanation and was met with vague assurance that all would be revealed in due course. Not the most satisfying answer. like they're gonna give you a straight answer. What are straight answers? What crops are we raising? Well, as you can see, this one is a variety of grape. Look at all these grapes. What's with all the little VVs? Only needs a good source of sunlight to grow. The conditions here are nothing short of perfect. Hardly surprising given that it's native to the particularly local and the very place upon which Labyrinthine was modeled. Region in the south is part. It boasts remarkable habitat diversity, allowing for migrant flora and fauna to thrive. Chilly peaks in the north give way to swaths of temperate plains, which in turn transitions into a hot, humid coastline. Such bountiful territory is ever contested, as you might expect. Used to be called Carvos before the Imperials renamed it Locust. The forum saw it not as a prize, however, but as researchers' ideal environment. One whose climate we strove to recreate within the comforts of Labyrinthos. It's since provided a rich foundation of countless experiments in cultivation. Alright, who's next? Oh, this guy. Yeah, he's burning hot. Overwhelmed labor. Oh no! That's a she. Of course she'd be burning up. Do I have all to be taken down below? More than I can carry, and then some. Most of our stock is sent off via the cargo lift, but some has been embarked for aerial transport, hence the stack of crates atop the hill over there. God, hauling a lot up and slope was a job and a half. Jeez. Well, there's your stall, huh? A stray tomato. Stray Corrigan. Huh. That's a B. Well, look at this. Everyone's here. I'm gonna examine the box. Crates tell the story of their contents. Bundles of common seeds and samplings accompanying the chief's reports.
Hard to look away, isn't it? But they're more than pretty flowers. Heart blooms are attuned to ambient emotion. You don't seem convinced, but believe me, it's true. This ashen grey, for instance, it mirrors the anxiety and urgency of those working nearby as they rush to fulfill sudden orders. Intense feelings like those spur the petals to change colour. Bright glowing hues in the presence of joy, dark subdued shades for frustration or despair. Yet even with the collected wisdom of Charlian at our disposal, we've yet to identify the underlying principle of this empathic effect. And there are other mysteries besides. Although the flower is extraordinarily long-lived, its low reproductive rate has made it difficult to find younger populations growing in the wild. With too few sightings to map its distribution, and no closely related species to track, we've been unable to pinpoint its land of origin. to further complicate matters, every culture, even dimly aware of its existence, has given it a different name and mythos. Our attempts to study it via the historical record have been an exercise in frustration. As an avid botanist myself, I should one day like to unravel the Heartbloom's secrets. But I'm afraid other duties must take precedence. I will leave you to your thoughts.
Have you learned aught of interest? A flower that reacts to one's feelings? Strange. I must say, I have never heard of such a thing.
This is all very fascinating. But as it stands, we fail to gain any significant insight into the Forum's undertaking.
Indeed. While there is certainly enough activity to support Erenville's supposition that a priority has been placed on improving food production, unfortunately for our investigation, these workers were never informed as to how their duties serve the master plan.
If only we could interrogate the Forum members directly. Isn't that the entrance to the Arcane? Look, there. I think that's Erenville.
A little difficult to tell from here, but I think you're right. He did say he was coming down to make his report.
Erenville receives his orders from the Forum. Would it not follow, then, that the superior to whom he reports is a Forum member? Or at least a close associate?
You mean to eavesdrop on their conversation? What of the risks?
Ours alone to bear. We won't interfere with Erenville's work, nor will he be implicated as an accomplice. If you're not comfortable taking part, I can do this alone.
Nay. I said myself that I wished to know Father's intentions. And no answers will be forthcoming should we simply ask nicely.
We can apologize later, should it come to it. Right now, we need every crumb of information we can get our hands on. Consequences be damned.
It might be best if you came along as well. In fact, we should all... Cryer?
Oh, yes. That certainly sounds like a plan.
I'm glad you agree.
Quickly! Erenville is on the move. We need to get closer before we lose him.
Almost. I can almost reach you.
Who you trying to reach? Anvil was headed westward along the path outside the Archon. Come, we can still catch him. So, yep, let's go to him. You go the long way. I'll take the shortcut. When were they gonna tell me that Ho-Oh is in this game? Ho-Oh is in this game. I saw Ho-Oh. There's a Pokemon here. If memory serves, that colossal wall-like structure is Logisticum Beta, one of Labyrinthos climate control centers, huh? Should have its own lifts, with which one could access the upper or lower of the tiers. If I were an agent of the form, it would make for a convenient meeting place. But if we happen to find Aranville in the company of said agent, can I expect him to reveal issue of importance as we nonchalant stroll past? Nay, we shall have to remain undetected. If only Graha and his vanish spell were here. Jeez, and he's putting away books. Other ways to turn invisible? Hippity hop, my little toads. Goodness! Are you kidding me, Yustola? I'm a unaccustomed to transfiguration. Worry not. It will wear off with the passage of time. I suggest you and your green companions hop along and catch up with Aranville. Should you feel the magic's fading, return to me and I will refresh the enchantment. I don't think I want that to do that again. And what am I to do in the meantime? Wait here with me. In your current state of mind, you'd be as likely to leap into the jaws of a predator as you would learn anything of note. Alright, which reminds me, where are the creatures who were hereabouts in that forms? You are essentially defenseless. Duly noted, you have changed into a toad. You must remain transfigured in order to progress with the quest objectives. You will return to your transfigured status if you move too far away. Look to your map for the transmutation area of effects. Speak with Stola to restore or prolong the transfusion. Whoa, damn. Alpha no Toad. Ribbit, 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 ribbit. Alpha no Alpha Toad and Alley Toad are now accompanying you. Keep them at your side in order to proceed with the quest objectives. You can leave your quest companions behind by entering different areas, putting twists between you by speaking them. Yeah, then part ways. Alright, where's the quest objective? Like, where to? Okay. Why? Justola, I swear, you could have gave us a warning. Whoa! Oh, damn. Oh, damn it. Keep going. Going. We're just little toads. Nothing to see here. Don't disturb us. Ribbit, ribbit. Ribbit, ribbit. Okay, it's the wrong way. Shit. 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 Keep going. No. Face back, you face back. Move away. Oh, hell. Come on, you little Pace back. Pace back. Alright, you two. Come on. Come on. Paced back. Move away. Come on. I need to get through. Thank you. There they are. Get him, get him, get him, get him. Go. Hide in the bush. Hide in the bush.
I trust you will find your compensation to be more than satisfactory. We wish to make clear that we are pleased with the efficiency and thoroughness of your work. So much so that we have come bearing new tasks in need of your competent hand.
Another lengthy list. If I may speak frankly, the Gleaners have been pushed to the point of collapse by your unending demands. We are not familiars to be exploited. We are Sharlayan scholars, and we deserve an explanation for this unseemly treatment. What warrants such urgency?
In an age long past, Sharlayan was charged with a momentous duty. And now that word of the final days hangs heavy in the air, the time has come for us to fulfill that charge. I can say no more, but I promise you this. All will be revealed in due course.
That's
And when it has, you will understand that your toil was in service to the greatest good.
Then I will do your bidding. For now. But unless you wish the Gleaners to rise up in protest, I advise you to offer tangible improvements for our working conditions. Your promised revelation does nothing to address present circumstances.
A fair point. Your concerns will be conveyed to the Forum.
God!
I hope that was informative. You may consider my debt to you repaid in full. While I do have my reservations about the Forum, I want to believe that they have our best interests at heart. Which is why I'm reassured that you're busy sniffing out the truth of things. We can ill afford to place all our eggs in one basket, this master plan of theirs, without first understanding the risks involved.
Wait! How did you know it was us?
If you mean to impersonate a toad, try studying the real thing. And don't try to fool an expert.
I suppose we should have known a Gaulian who specializes in animal procurement would not be so easily deceived. Yet he seemed inclined to put his trust in us all the same. More importantly, perhaps we discovered a new piece of the puzzle. This momentous duty the former agent mentioned. Charlene has been called to action, and the Telefor's declaration was the catalyst. Whatever charge it is they hope to fulfill, they deem it of sufficient importance to disrupt all the Labyrinthos, not to mention ignore Erosia's request for aid. Oh boy. What duty can warrant the direct involvement of the Forum and commitment of all its resources? Judging by what we just heard, none of the gleaners were offered any kind of explanation. At this point, it seems abundantly clear that we'll learn nothing new by pressing them further. We should head back to Yosola and Cryo for a moment, see what they think of this. Let's go that. Welcome back. I trust you found Anvil then. Yep, and he knew we were the Toads. Interesting. I had a feeling you would learn something important, even if that something was simply a confirmation that no one knows much of anything. We should share this with crowd, then discuss how we'd like to proceed. Assuming we find her back at the farm, she was still behaving oddly, so I bade her return and rest there. Perhaps not the best decision in hindsight. Would you mind checking near those flowers she was so enchanted by? Oh, entranced by. The rest of us can survey the more distant areas just in case she decided to wander. Okay? So she did go back to the flowers instead of going back to rest. Oh boy. She's so entranced by them.
For you, the spell will keep it from wilting. She said you would need it for the journey ahead.
Ooh. Who said I needed?
Will you speak with her now? I cannot hope to match Minfilia's clarity, of course, but...
What's happening?
Thank you.
Adolin.
Do not worry. She has lent me her body for only a moment. Just as I could not save the first from the flood of light, it has become arduous for me to interact with the physical world without assistance. Though I might converse with you for a time, the incorporeal form I assumed on the ship would be incapable of casting even the simplest enchantment. It is in the depths of the ethereal sea, the place to which all life returns, where my influence is greatest. After Minfilia's sacrifice on the first, it was to the sea, here in the source, where I ferried her soul. I wished that gentle spirit to find rest in the world she loved so well. Her, and another who may yet have a part to play, though that will depend on you. Take the flower. Walk free, for you are free to go where you wish, to believe what you will. That bloom will be your guide, test and proof of your conviction. In darkness, seek joy. Surrender not to sadness, and see beyond despair. Walk free and bear the light for others to follow. Together, raise it aloft and let it shine till the end, blinding and radiant.
That was all too brief. Already she seems so far away. My apologies if I startled you. Ever since we began our descent into Labyrinthos, I had sensed another's will, straining to reach out. Even with my particular talents, though, I was unable to make a connection at first, so weak and tenuous it was. Once I took hold of that wispy thread. Imagine my surprise to discover it was Heidelin herself. Needless to say, it seemed wise to learn what we could before letting go. Her answers were more cryptic than I would have liked, but at least she left us with a guide of sorts, that unusual flower. Yes, we are definitely making progress.
You can't be serious! We've done nothing wrong!
Uh-oh.
Master Fortuno, what business has the Forum with us?
Obstruction and suppression, apparently.
Mistress Baldessian, our records show you facilitated the Scions' entrance into Sharlayan by claiming them as assistants for your organization. We are aware of your investigations. After alerting the major institutions to the presence of potential troublemakers, we received word from an Archean custodian. A group operating under the auspices of the students, skulking about Labyrinthos and engaging in clandestine behavior.
Clandestine? We may not have entered Sharlayan as Scions, but we did naught to conceal our identities. Our only purpose in this city is to seek the truth. I can think of no reason why our actions should warrant the Forum's intervention.
'Tis not our way to discourage the pursuit of knowledge, but the timing of such pursuits must be considered, not to mention their potential impact. With the world in chaos, we, the true caretakers of wisdom, have committed ourselves to an undertaking that demands the utmost discretion. And we will not risk its success by turning a blind eye to disruptive foreign elements in our midst.
What, then, is to be our fate? Will you put us on a ship back to Eorzea?
The Forum will convene to examine your case. The results of said inquiry will determine your future in this city. As for your absent companion, he has already been detained.
What?
But why? Is reading a crime now, too?
Reading is encouraged, celebrated even. Not, however, of the volumes shelved in the restricted section of the library.
Refusing to comply will only make matters worse. Let us instead treat this as an opportunity to open a dialogue with the Forum.
Alright then.
Silence is often one's best defense. I would advise against prolonging the proceedings with frivolous discourse. But enough. This is not the place for debate. The rostra await.
Raha. Assholes.
Forgive me. I was careless.
We would have been detained regardless. This way, at least, we managed to stay together. I trust your time within the Forbidden Archives was well spent.
The forum will come to order. This inquiry is now in session. As Speaker-elect, I will be presiding over the day's proceedings. Master Fortuner, would you be so kind as to restate the matter which compelled you to summon your colleagues with such urgency?
As you are all aware, we recently denied Eorzea's request for Sharlayan assistance. Since then, certain individuals dissatisfied with our decision have taken it upon themselves to interfere with our work. They entered our nation masquerading as associates of the students of Baldessian. But these malcontents are better known as the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. These militants wield influence with both the Eorzean and Eastern alliances, and are inextricably involved with the crises presently afflicting the world at large. Loose in our city, these warmongers sought to meddle with and expose matters of state secret. What are they, if not a dire threat to be expelled?
You have tarnished the good name of the students. Galuf would be ashamed.
Galuf Baldessian was never one to forsake his fellow man. Even if this nation closed every door and retreated from the world, he would have found a way to help the Scions, help every soul of this star fight back against the coming doom.
A terrible enemy stands poised to lay waste to all we hold dear. In the face of such madness, Eorzea reached out to Sharlayan, a respected ally, in the hopes of forming a united front. Was your curt dismissal truly the best you could offer? Or are you so preoccupied with your momentous duty of an age-long past that even the end of the world is unworthy of your attention?
Whence came this revelation?
From the mouth of a forum member within fortuitous earshot.
Then it seems your findings support my own. The reason I visited the restricted shelves was to study records of the Forum's policymaking process, to better understand the historical trends underlying their most major decisions. At first glance, the positions of neutrality in war and the accumulation of knowledge above all else appear constant and consistent, the unchanging pillars of Sharlayan society.
And once upon a time, I might have left it at that. These days, however, I am more attuned to the subtleties of governance, and so I noticed something odd. From a particular point in time, the purpose of these policies shifted. No longer was knowledge preserved for the benefit of society. Rather, society was to be gradually reshaped to ensure the preservation of knowledge. The most conspicuous and telling change was the one which befell Labyrinthos. Once little more than an oversized storehouse, an enormous allocation of funds saw it transformed into an advanced research and archival facility. I also discovered a fascinating account on the finances of our Dravanian colony. The settlement attracted students from far and wide, and the connections and tuition fees thus acquired were funneled into further improvements for the archives. Now, there is no question that our nation's progress is tied to the acquisition of wisdom. Nevertheless, the vast resources diverted for this purpose borders on the obscene. But returning to the matter of when, our change in course appears to have been made some 270 years ago.
The very same period when Sharlayan scholars in the hinterlands began a formal study of the ethereal sea. You found something, did you not? And whatever it was, gave rise to your oh-so-important duty.
Mind your tongue, Archon. If you had seen...
Yes. We are bound by a duty we cannot ignore. Knowing this, what would you have us do? Abandon our vital work and join you on the field of battle? We will never choose the way of the sword. We will fulfill our mission, not through strife and bloodshed, but survival. Come what may, we shall live on. We must.
Do as you must, then. But we Scions will fight until the heavens fall, until our last breath.
Such misguided zeal.
Father, Master Fortuno. I fail to understand the stance you have elected to take. But by the same token, I have yet to find a compelling argument to counter the challenge you put to us in Gridania. Still, in the midst of my uncertainty, I must trust in myself to do what is right, as others have chosen to trust in me. So I will continue, as I always have, weighing the consequences of my every action, and allowing my hope for the future to inform my decisions.
That's quite enough. Have you all forgotten the reason for this assembly?
Skolok Monteshane. He's the head of the Studium and an old friend of my grandfather's.
Honestly, every discussion devolves into some interminable debate. Terrible habit. Let's return to the topic at hand, hmm? By their own admission, these Scions have resolved to fight alongside the Eorzean nations against the doom which swift approaches. But there exists no evidence of an attempt to incite our citizens to do the same. Furthermore, while our decision may well have been the correct one, we cannot simply bull our way through these disagreements without inviting doubts or objections. Put yourselves in their place. Who among you would leave a tome unopened if an elder forbid you read it with no reason given? No. If we're to quell further discontent, then we must conclude this matter with a fair and even hand.
Order! We will have order! Master Montaigne raises some valid points. Keeping such concerns in mind, I propose we enforce the following measures. Until further notice, the students of Baldesion are to cease any and all activities within the domain of Sharlayan. You will also refrain from any further investigation into the Forum's decisions and duties. Failure to comply with these restrictions will result in the immediate expulsion of your Scion associates. Let us put this judgment to a vote. All in favor, raise your hand. I count 51 for and 48 against. The proposal is passed. Students, Scions, you have heard the Forum's judgment. Pray abide by it, or face the consequences. Honored members, I thank you for your time. This inquiry is concluded.
That was something else. Your dad is a total dick. Where's... He's lucky I'm not gonna shove a spear up his ass. That and I... Yeah, I would... That and... I like these two, so... He gets a pass. For now. Well, at least we've been allowed to remain in the city. And our endless investigations have not been in vain. Let's begin with whatever the form discovered in the ethereal sea. With our freedom so sorely culture, however, we will struggle to learn more of substance here in Sharlayan. The overall picture has grown clear, yes, but that's in spite of the Forum being so maddeningly vague about this duty of theirs. Well, why are they so reluctant to explain their actions in plain words? Survival come what may. Is father's work so vital that it takes precedence over his own family? Nothing out. Alize, is it you? When I heard you be dragged before the Forum, I came as swiftly as I could. I'm so glad they allowed you to stay. Their mother? That's their mom? What? Oh, Amelius Levy at your service. Wait. So there was no way you could stop him from disowning your children? Are you serious right now? It's nice to meet you too, but damn! It's, Mother, please, we don't wish to make things difficult for you. If word reaches father that you were here... Ha! Oh, bother that. Am I too chastised for speaking with my own children? I am well aware that you and Master Folshenoth are not on the best of terms at the moment, but I've been absolutely desperate to see my darlings again. Yeah, I don't think he's got a say in anything. You will come by the house, won't you? I have gifts waiting. The timing couldn't be better. As matters stands, we shouldn't be going anywhere until we discuss the matters that with Thancred's group and reconsider our options. Go visit your home. We will be back at the annex when you are ready to rejoin us. I'm not sure we... What do you think? Shino? Shino Sarada? She's like excited to see me. It's like, alright. What a splendid day it is to... This has turned out to be. Champion of Eorzea insists that you join us. Okay. We must be back quick about it. But we must be quick about it. Not for my own benefit, but should my husband return and find you enjoying our hospitality, the servants will be made to suffer the consequences. If you would be so kind to escort my children to the estate. Your joke? What? And then she was gone, and with her, any opportunity to protest. Indeed, the matter is settled. Enjoy yourselves, you three. I apologize. My mother is not want to take no for an answer. Still, I am glad, relieved even, to see her in such high spirits. What say you? Though it seems we shall have little enough time to enjoy it, will you accompany us to our visit home? Of course. Fine, if we're going, then let's get it over with. But be sure to stay in the entrance hall. No peeking into the private chambers, thank you very much. Why ever not? Your room was always perfectly neat and tidy. Everyone has things they'd rather keep to themselves, don't they? Cherished mementos you couldn't bring yourself to throw away. Childhood toys. I mean, God, never mind. Levia's state is that way. Straight down the stairs. Come on. What are you ashamed of? Everybody has those kind of precious things in their room that they won't throw away, no matter how old you get. We're little. This bridge was as far as we were permitted to wander alone. I say alone, but my mother or servant was always somewhere nearby, keeping a watchful eye. And now look at us, traveling to different continents, different worlds even. As children, Alfredo and I would often wait here for our father to come home from work. It must have been a day when his meetings ran long, because I remember growing restless and leaning out over the railing to watch the water rush by. Father, of course, arrived at the exact moment, came pondering down the path in the panic, crying out my name. Wait a second. This is your place? Holy Christ! Here you are at last. Please do come in. Oh, boy. Whoa! You got a buff servant right there.
My lady.
Okay. Uh-huh.
What? What are you gawping at?
I mean, you got a big house! House Lemire in all its grandeur. Sign headquarters must seem squalid indeed. Just admiring the craftsmanship. Just admire the craftsmanship.
Oh, I suppose I never gave the decor much thought. I'm glad that you approve, I think.
Lord Fortuneau is not to hear of this visit. And I should also like the children to have their gifts, ere my husband makes his return.
As you wish, my lady.
Master Alphino, Mistress Alice, if you would accompany me upstairs.
We shan't be long.
Okay.
The twins have been sending letters home from time to time, recounting their latest adventures. I am sure they withhold certain details, of course, if only to keep me from worrying. Yet a mother worries all the same. In the early days especially, I tried to support them as best I could, sending the Scion's coin and other such donations. Fortunately, they have found the strength to overcome adversity time and time again. Their words grow more confident with every letter, their depictions more vivid. The triumphs and defeats, the joys and sorrows. It is clear that they have come to find value in every experience. But of those they treasure most, it would seem that meeting you might be the most impactful. Why, since that fateful day, I do believe there has not been a single missive in which you were not mentioned by name.
Damn.
Tis plain they care for you, and I am glad they have such a steadfast companion watching over them. Under normal circumstances, I would offer you tea, but alas, these are anything but. In any event, why don't you keep me company whilst we await my children's return? Perhaps you might regale me with a tale or two of your exploits.
tell you the story about they were mistaken by one or the other, especially by Estinian.
When you mentioned gifts, I wasn't sure what to expect. Mother,
Oh, look how well it fits you. And the style is to your liking?
It's perfect. Exactly what I would have chosen. But please, tell me you had something different made for Alphino.
Naturally. You are hardly little children anymore. And while I shall miss dressing you in those precious matching outfits, I must respect the individuals you have grown to become. See for yourself.
Thank you for the splendid clothes, Mother. Stylish, comfortable, and eminently practical.
I am so glad you like them. They are, however, missing one final touch.
If you would allow me, Master Alphino.
Wow, so this is how he gets his sage.
Wait, are these...
A sage's tools of the trade. They belonged to your father. Though he may as well be chained to his desk these days, as a student he was often called upon to venture into the field. He wielded those armaments, both to heal and to harm in no few battles. None so fierce as those you two have braved, perhaps, but battles nonetheless. Thus did I pull them out of storage, to show you that he was not always the man who stands in vehement opposition to you now. And also because it would be a terrible waste of ridiculously expensive House Leveilleur commissioned artistry. I am told these devices are quite difficult to master, but someone of your extensive experience should soon have them darting about with grace and aplomb. May the wisdom in that crystal serve you well. And please, try to find common ground with your father, that you might come and go without need for this awful subterfuge.
Right! Telling him to get his stick out of his asshole.
We will, Mother. I promise.
My final gifts to you, before you run off, are an observation and a suggestion. Firstly, Fortuno has ever been a serious man, but it was only after you were born that he truly lost himself in his work. I may not know the forum's inner workings, but I know your father's. The timing of that change in him holds some significance. Secondly, do not seek to best your father with words. Far better that you simply show him. Let him discover the merit of your actions, after they cannot be undone.
Oh, Mother.
We shall take your wisdom to heart. Thank you again for these gifts, and farewell for now.
Safe travels, my children. Eat well, stay warm, and keep your friends close.
Keep our enemies closer to me instead of them. They got an awesome mom there. Well, ready to set off. Thank you for indulging our mother's request. I can see it meant a lot to her, and I shall refrain from inquiring as to the content of your private conversation. Our visit was all too brief. For now, however, it will have to suffice, as will these tokens of home that we carry with us, these gifts to help us remember who we are and whence we came. But enough sentimentally. Words. Let us return to the next and rejoin our companions. Okay. Yep, we enjoyed our time. But their new outfits tell the tale. Yeah, it does. And one of their gears, too. I hope we can help them reconcile with their father, that they might return home one day with their heads held high. In the meantime, we edge ever closer to the secret the forum strives to hide. And the flower of acquainted youth by Heidelin sure to guide us going forward. I'm confident once we heard your report from the other, we will be equipped to plow our next move. Yeah, about that. Kinda went through that shit already. Let's see. Well, did one side and then the other. Yeah, I'm probably gonna stop for now because gotta rest up a little bit, and later on I gotta head out somewhere. So we shall stop from here and continue on next time. I will see you guys later, and we will eventually go to our first dungeon, our first trial, hopefully a raid later on. But like I said, it's just surprising that there's not that much, like, in terms of, you know, dungeons and trials so far, but hey, we're exploring Charlian and other places, so other than that, I'm still having fun. And just getting closer to leveling up. I don't know. I might do some duty roulettes and then continue on like before I start, cause yeah. But enough talking, so I'm just gonna head out and rest, so see you later.